go? Where'd all the energy go? Turn the music back on. Yeah, so I'm Ryan Paul Johnson. I have a disability. Just want to let you know that I know. So now we all know. Yeah. Cool, yeah, and so thank you guys for coming out on Thursday night. I know it's a school night for some. I don't know, there's stuff going on. But I tried really hard to get people here. Anyone here from Earnhardt's? Earnhardt's? Woo! We got Earnhardt's over here. Okay, thank you. Anyone from Shields? Okay, Shields Department. All right, we got any realtors? I know we got some realtors. Anyone a friend of a realtor?
Yeah!
Yeah! Right, friend of realtors? All right, well, who sent you? Who got you here?
Shields.
Shields. Right. There we go. And friends of realtors. All right, anyway, thank you guys for coming. Yeah. But get pictures with me and then send it to those people, so that we can, get on that content hamster wheel together, you guys. Is everybody else on that content hamster wheel? Just the people who are all trying to make it as a, just a talking head in the world. Like all I ever think about is making more shit for my Instagram. That's the only one I know. So that's housekeeping. That's check. So you can follow me. There I am. You can follow me on Instagram, and that'd be cool. I got some prizes for you guys. Anyone grow up in Phoenix? Grow up here? Anyone Ladmo? Who's Ladmo? The Wallace and Ladmo show? Anybody? Okay. So there was a show, the Wallace and Ladmo show, and this guy Ladmo Vladimir, and he would give away Ladmo bags, and they were just a bag full of the dopest shit. And he would give one away at every show, and so, no one ever got them. Yes, you know what I'm saying? There's 5 people out there in the whole world that got one. So anyway, I'm trying to bring that back. So before you guys leave, the person with the most Instagram followers is going to win Ryan Paul Johnson's Be Awesome pack, you guys. So we're going to figure out who has the most Instagram followers at the end of the night. Or TikTok, either way. Both are good. So this is still, housekeeping. We're doing housekeeping. Thanks for coming out. It's hot, right? Anyone else can't wait to get their pants off? Just me? I cannot wait to get my pants off. I get home, that's the first thing you do when you get home. Drop the pants. I keep a towel though by the door in case the missionaries stop by. Throw the towel on, but it's weird. I'll take my shirt off and then put the towel on because a shirt and a towel, that makes no sense, And in the picture, you're no shirt and a towel, oh, that makes sense. He was in the shower or something, But otherwise, just what's he doing walking around with no pants on? So it's hot. I feel like right now, there's a big push, to get people back into the office, and I feel like the pants is a big problem. I feel like that's where we're running into the barrier. It's everyone's but I love being without my pants all day. But I think every company, Wells Fargo out there, they should implement 30 minutes no pants off when you get to the building first thing, So I think in the morning, maybe, but for sure after lunch, When everyone comes back after lunch, there's going to be 30 minutes where everyone's allowed to sit at the desk without their pants on, You're not allowed to get up and walk around. It's understood that this is 30-minute pants off time, everybody, Buckle down and get some work done. And also, take care of yourself, because it's fucking hot, right? So, I don't know. I know that Kevin, though, from accounting would fuck that up. It would never work, because there'd be some dude who's just what? Walking around, with his giant wiener out. That would be that guy. So, I just wanted to show Becky, you're man, you're ruining it for everybody, Kevin. No pants, you're giant wiener. That's how I think that would. Alright? That's how I think that would. You guys are fun. You guys are happy, but you're not comfortable, and it's okay. But that's just how sometimes there's just not an alpha in the room. There's not someone who's gonna laugh for all of us. The one for because that's how that works. Is there's one guy who's ah, and everyone's oh shit, he's doing it. I guess we can all laugh out loud, Instead, right now it's a lot of we're gonna keep it on the inside. We're gonna smile, lots of smiles, and we're gonna keep all the lack and the bottle up inside. So yeah, they're talking about water yet, you guys? Talking about drinking water. That's if you're new, anyone new to the valley? All right, so okay, thank you. Oh, I love this guy. You're right, dude. I love you. You know what? Yeah.
Here for you.
Hey, man, you are here for me. You're gonna win the second bag tonight. Man. Yeah.
Please.
I don't care how many Instagram followers you got. Yeah, so you're gonna win. 2 water bottles, you guys. That's what I'm here to tell you. If like you're in Arizona and you got a problem, like you're feeling, 2 water bottles. That's like you gotta start everything there. Headache, squeamish, you're having trouble with the ladies. Promise, 2 water bottles. Yeah. Blow your mind how much better you'll feel, you guys, after 2 water bottles. Here's how I know. For a very, very long time. I used to run this show basically, but it was when this place was like down the way, the little tiny cracker box. And so I did it for 5 years. I'd come every day. Every Thursday I'd do the open mic, and then we'd do all this nonsense, and it was like fucking amazing. And then pandemic happened, and now I haven't gotten my group back. I'm still the guy who's like, remember the pandemic? And it's like, dude, that was 5 years ago. Move the fuck on, honestly. So that's me. That's me here now tonight, moving the fuck on. So yeah, are we still talking about water bottles? I feel like still talking about water bottles. So I ran the show forever, and I would drink 2 beers. This was always the thing. I drank 2 beers, and then I would drive home, and I would feel fine. So then this one night, or 3 or 4 beers, I don't know. There were beers consumed, right? So it was one night after the show. I had had my 3 beers, but I also had 2 water bottles, you guys. I drank 2 water bottles that night, and holy shit, I felt amazing. And the comedian on the show forgot his camera, so I drove down here to whatever the bar is, and I got out of my car without my cane, walked in, gave the guy his camera, got back to my car, and little did I know, I picked up a tail on my stop at the bar. So there's a Chevy something or other following me real close, leaving the place, and I make a left turn out here onto Fry, and I turn not to the first lane, into the second lane, and the guy, gets me. I'm like, oh shit, that's why the guy was following me so close. It's a fucking cop. All right, makes a lot of sense. So he pulls me over. I'm like, oh, I'm so anxious, and then also here's just so you know, this is tips for getting pulled over when you've had a few beers to drink. When they say, hey, have you got anything to drink? You say no. You just say no, you guys. You don't need to tell there's no reason for you to answer. You just say no, okay? So I said, yeah. So have you been drinking? I said, yes. And then, yeah, I had a couple of beers tonight, but I'm fine. I am super disabled, though. So if you try and get me out of the car and make me walk something, I'm failing. I'm not gonna walk that line to take me to jail. So, so we're not doing that. So he's like, okay. And then he takes my stuff and he goes to his car, and then he comes back and he's like, well, can you get out of the car? And I'm like, yes, I can get out of the car. So he's like, okay, get out of your car. And so I get out of the car, and then instead of making me walk though, he does the thing with the light in front of you where you like go back and forth. Have you guys ever gotten pulled over and had this happen to you? No? Okay. So yes, that's you? Okay. So if you're not walking and they're doing this light thing, I think they're just trying to they do it so long that they're hoping you forget why you're there. That's what I'm pretty sure is what's going on back and forth with this light. It's like 2 minutes, and you're like, are we done? I don't know. And so then after that, he asked me, and I don't know, you never know if you're passing or failing. That's the other thing. They don't give you an indication like, hey, you're doing good, man. Way to go. Fucking knocking it out of the park on this sobriety test. Congratulations. You don't get that, So I don't know what's going on. So then he asks me, like, okay, do you know what the legal limit is for alcohol consumption, when you're driving around, like how much alcohol you can have in your body? So the only person I knew who had ever been in this situation I'm describing to you all for was my brother. And he's an alcoholic. And also lots of DUIs, right? Many DUIs. So So for him, the rules are different, I found out, because for him, it's 0 alcohol. If he gets pulled over and he has even a little bit of alcohol in his system, he's going back to jail. You know, it's one of those things. But for me, I did not know that, but I still am operating under the assumption that any alcohol is sending me to jail. You know, right? Okay. So the guy's like, hey, do you know what the limit is? And I say 0. And he says, no, it's 0.08. And I'm like, oh, that's good to know. So then he pulls out the breathalyzer, and he gives me the breathalyzer. And I do the breathalyzer, and so then, well, so I do the breathalyzer. He looks at it and asks me, do you know what the legal limit is? I think 0. He says, no, it's 0.08. So then he turns the thing around, and it says 0.012. So in my head, you know, like 0.012 is more than 0.08. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's 12 and 8. You know what I'm saying? Like you're right. So I think I'm so fucked, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, holy shit, it's 8 and I'm at 12. And then he takes the thing off, you know, and he like throws it on the ground. He's like, you're free to go. And that's when I'm like, oh shit, okay, I am free to go. Well, thank God. Oh, thank God. You know, thank God I drank those 2 water bottles. You know, so I really think it was, you know, it wasn't, I don't know. Yeah, so 2 water bottles, guys. I'm telling you, it's like a lifesaver. But the other thing I had done to take care of myself was when I went in to get my driver's license, you know, I got really, really high. So that my picture on my driver's license looks like I look when I'm really, really high. So that's just like, if you ever, you know, just if you like to smoke weed, you know, there's no reason you shouldn't, you know, get high when you're getting your driver's license. Honestly, because it's boring as fucking. Have you guys ever gone to get your driver's license? Oh my God, it's so much waiting around. I didn't even do the get high thing for the picture. I just did the high thing because I was so bored, you know? It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna be sitting there forever. It'll be way easier if I'm super high. And then the picture came in the mail, and I was like, oh yeah, that's also an added benefit. Yeah, so anyway, two water bottles, you guys. That's what I'm here to tell you. Okay, 2 water bottles. Also, so what happened to me? I broke my neck when I was a kid, and they told me I was never gonna walk again. So, I'm doing better than that, right? Come on! Yeah, I should have opened with that and got you on my side. All the other shit. You're like, oh no, he's not an alcoholic. You know, he's not a drunk driver. He's spinal cord injured. I started walking with my cane just to like give context to the way that I walk, you know? Like, because in college, if you saw me leaving someplace and I did not have my cane with me, you'd be like, holy shit, that guy is drunk. Like, people would yell at me like, my sister's on the road, asshole! You know? And I'd be like, disabled! Yeah. Disabled. Yeah. But then, I started walking with the cane, and it's like, you know, some people see you walking and you leave them with a cane, and they're like, oh my God, that guy's my hero. You know? It's like, he's my hero? Yeah. And then the guy yells, thank you for your service! And I'm like, not that kind of disabled. So what happened, I broke my neck snowboarding, that's what happened. And what the doctors told my parents after, they're like, you should just let him go, because if he does survive, he's only going to be ahead. And my mom was like, you know, I think we should give him a shot, you know? And my dad was like, how much is that going to cost? We've already got 2 other perfectly good, you know, not dumbasses, you know, perfectly good able bodies, you know? Maybe we should just let this one. But they did, you guys. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Or actually, thanks, Mom. Yeah, thank you, Mom. Right? She's like, come on, let's give him a shot. You know, we can smother him later. He'll be okay. If it does turn out all that bad, and it did. It turned out less that bad. Yeah. So, but with my spinal cord injury, like it's been, I don't know, I've had to get like used to the body and learn how to like live in this thing, you know. So, because when I was 18 when it happened, and then I feel like that kid died, and then it was like reborn as a disabled guy, and then I had to like figure out how to, you know, be comfortable and cool with all that, and it took like 20 years, and but now, man, I'm feeling good, yeah. No, it's been 25 years since the accident, and but I do like look at myself like that. Like I'll like look at my friends, and dude, they're in charge of shit, you know. They got good jobs, nice big houses, nice, you know, all the stuff. And then I gotta be like, oh, that's right, Ryan, you're only 25. It's okay. It's okay. Look at all the other look what 25-year-olds have, man. They're still driving around with their windows down, you know. Yeah, it's because they have no air conditioning. Yeah, that's what I realized recently, you know, driving around with my windows down, it's like, oh, this makes me feel it's like so nostalgic. It's like being poor is so nostalgic. Also, hot tip if you're in Arizona, this also goes along with 2 water bottles thing. You don't have air conditioner and you get in your car, right? Your immediately thought is that you should roll those windows down. But here's what I'm thinking you should do, guys, honestly. If you don't have air conditioner, you get in and you just stay in there as long as you possibly can. You know, you just grin and bear it while you're driving home, wherever you're driving, whatever it is, you know? And you just get so much more hot and sweaty, you know? And then, when you're on the freeway or something, then you roll the windows down, you know? And then you get all the weird air blowing around in there. I'm just telling you, it's the only way to be poor in Arizona. Most of you probably have air conditioner, am I right? Air conditioning? Yep, of course, yeah. Of course, yeah. So anyway, tell your kids. Anyway, my kid just bought a 1984 Mazda B2000 mini truck. It has this tiny little truck. It's got a stick shift. It's got like a metal stick shifter thing, you know, that's just like red hot. You know, like he gets in the car and you can like, you burn, yeah, you just, you know, he's got his oven mitts. And like, make sure you bring your oven mitts to school, because you're gonna die once you get back in that truck. So yeah, I don't know, that's what's going on in my life. So, you know, pretty good. Pretty good, yeah, so, but I was worried about being a dad with my disability, because I just was like worried about, you know, fucking the kids up. But what I realized is that like life is all about the opportunities and the experiences you have. And my kids, well, I grew up with a dad who had a landscape maintenance company. So like I grew up pushing a lawnmower, and so that's, you know, where I learned the meaning of hard work. But my kids grew up with a dad with a disability, and so they learned the meaning of resilience by getting dropped. By getting dropped. Yeah, that was, yeah. But it wasn't like all, you know, but they learned, you guys, they did. Because, you know, when they're on the ground there, you know, they're thinking like, you know, I better get myself back up. You know, otherwise Dad's just going to keep on trying, you know? So, yeah, and then, yeah, they made it, man. Like my son, he was like 3 years old, me and my best friend were taking our kids to their first Diamondbacks game. And we're leaving the Diamondbacks game, and my buddy, you know, scoops up his son, you know, like a real asshole. And then I asked my son, like, hey buddy, you know, you want to ride? And he's like, no, I'm good. And my kids were walkers, like right away. Yeah. Straight off. Yeah. But yeah, with my, having, I don't know, when the babies when they're fresh, you know, when the kids are like brand new, fresh babies, when they're fresh, those ones are super easy to take care of, you know, because when you put a fresh one down, they just stay right where you left them, you know? You always know where to find the fresh ones. But like at some point they can get mobile, you know, can start moving, like about 18 months or so, yeah. And then, you know, you're like every parent is on suicide watch at that point, you know. But thankfully, like I had my cane, you know, so like my kids, they started moving. I wouldn't even really need to know if they were going anywhere. I just knock them over with it, you know, like bah, you know. But it doesn't. You don't have to hit a kid very hard either. They go like right down, you know. They're right. You know? And also with my cane, like I turn around, you know, they get a couple steps on me. I got long reach, you know. I'm like I don't have to move far. I can get them, like, you know. That's like I don't know. So yeah, and yeah, but they're built for it too at that age, you know. So. But yeah, I think, but now, like, my kids made it, you know, yes, they survived that point, and so now, though, what's my favorite thing in the world is now I get to knock over strangers' kids, because I'm like, I don't know, the cane is interesting, I don't know, I walk around weird about all the tattoos and all the shit, so I'm like making myself, you know, very obvious, you know, I'm looking, I want people to see me and be like, oh, there's a thing going on over there. You know, I don't know. Because like my head, I'm thinking like, when you see a dude just like walking around, you know, like I just imagine everyone's like, oh, I could really kick that guy's ass, you know? But then if you slap a bunch of tattoos on that guy, you're like, I don't know about that one. That might have happened in prison. You know, I'm not sure where he got that walk. We're gonna let that one go, you know? I'm saying that's all this is. That's just me peacocking, you know? I just want to like, look how scary I am, you know? Please don't knock me over. Yeah, so, but yeah, so with my kids, now strangers' kids, you know, I'll be walking and the kid will kind of come get my way and I'll just like knock them over, you know? They go right down. But then my favorite part is then their parents run up to me and they apologize. You know? Oh my God, sir, I'm so sorry. You know, forgive us. Like, yeah, exactly. You know, what the hell, I'm walking here. You know, you're welcome. You know, I'm pretty sure I saved his life. You know, yeah. He's not in traffic. He's not in traffic. Yeah. So, but then yeah. So, like in the parenting scheme, the whole thing. You know, I was in charge of bedtime. You know, that was when I got to put my kids to bed, and it was like amazing. I just like loved it that my wife just trusted me to be alone with him. And so with my son, like, you know, I would I'd rock him into bed, you know, I'd sing him a murder ballad. Yeah, I sing Johnny Cash. My kids grew up listening to me singing Johnny Cash. You know, and then I drop him in his crib, but he would just slept so well. He was like an amazing little sleeper. But there'd be like the middle of the night, and my wife would be like, hey, you know, he's so quiet in there. I'm worried he's dead, you know? Do you think we should go and check on him? And I'd be like, well, you know, isn't that something we can check on in the morning, you know? Like, if he's dead now, he'll be dead then. And I have no idea what you're supposed to do with a dead baby at 2 in the morning, you know? It just feels like something that you're going to handle better on the full night rest. That's all. That's all I'm saying, you know? You'll have your wits about you at that point. So, yeah, but guess what, you guys? Not dead. Yeah, not one time. Yeah, not one time, you guys. Yeah. So, we made it. Usually, I don't know. I still feel like you guys are really laughing hard on the inside. And, I really appreciate that. I do. All the happy is good. So, yeah. So, you guys feeling good? You feeling warmed up, right? So if you had fun, if you know this was a good time, tell the man, whatever. You know, when you write a review, you're like, oh, that was so good. I love Brian, and you should have it back. And then we can do all this again, you know, with a little more notice. So, thank you guys all for coming out. Give yourselves a round of applause, right? We got Adam from New York coming up in just a second, but before that, you guys are in for a treat because Nick Hartley showed up tonight, you guys, and he's going to tell you some jokes. So let's give it on for Nick, everybody.